Hey everyone, jumping straight into it. Remember how last episode I mentioned I wasn't feeling the layout of the first farms we made? Well, today I'm going to be fixing that. I usually really like these curvy, windy look to the roads, terrain, I guess even the farms, but for the farms specifically, I think I need to keep it more of a clean grid layout. Not only is that what they generally look like on Google Maps, but there's just a weird off look to them. I'm not sure how to explain it, but we're going to be fixing that here. So our funds have been looking a little dire, and now that we've gotten around to the 1,000 population mark, I wanted to look into some kind of industry we can explore. And I decided on this signature building that's forestry related. If we look at this the real location in Nagato, you can see there's some kind of major refinery operation going on in between these mountains, and I may add something similar, but for now I just wanted to add this light forestry industry to help offset some of the costs while I continue to expand. I would definitely explore a more nuanced industry in this area in particular, but for now I just wanted to place something that could suffice while I continue to expand the residential aspect of our town. Moving across the tracks back at our other neighborhood, we're going to be fully tackling this neighborhood expansion. From what I've read, the stations actually split up the towns into these different districts. In some cases, I've found that there are station fronts and behind the station. Both are usually visually different, and I really like that idea. I think the side we're going to be expanding will be the behind the station district, which are usually these quiet, windy residential builds and newer developments. And I plan to keep the coastal side littered with these heavy shipping ports and more or less the denser housing developments, which we already see. We have the school, that office building, and plenty of medium density housing. Oof, okay. After 25 minutes, I've finally finished hand placing. Hand placing takes longer, but man, I always think it turns out so much better than zoning. And also, let me know, guys, if you like the editing. I've been cutting out a lot of junk throughout the video, and instead of just slapping on 5 times speed, I've been trying to do a little bit more editing and uh, cutting down my videos to try and bring in, I guess, more content on screen than just watching a whole bunch of nothing. But anyway, let's get back into this. I was thinking some kind of signature commercial building would be nice on this side, and after looking for a minute, I thought this building would be pretty good. It's got a very kind of Asian structure to it, I suppose. But I just thought it would look nice on this corner next to the convenience store. It's taken me way too long, but we've got one more block left in this neighborhood, so let's finish it. And perfect timing, right as the train is coming down through the station. I think this is looking really good. It's this windy, narrow roads with dense residential, and it'll only get more spread out as we build out. This is going to be one of 3 more dense residential districts, and then it'll really phase out into that farmland, and it's going to really come together and look really well. But anyway, on to the next thing I wanted to look at. I wanted to revisit a couple places that I had previously built up and do some detail passes, and I figured this would be a perfect second detail pass. With just a little ingenuity and 5 minutes, it's really easy to turn any piece of your City Skylines build into something that could be taken straight out of Google Maps, and I'll show you that here. And just like that, you can see how we turned a somewhat okay looking build for not spending a whole lot of time on it into something that is a bit more convincing to look at, to say the least. Um, and there really isn't an end to what you can do. As long as you have time, you can make any build look as realistic as you can get it. For this specific piece, um, I only spent a little bit of time, but you can certainly get some very compelling results if you just keep spending time at it. And for this section in particular, I ended up just adding a little bit of road networks to plan out the next neighborhood expansion we'll be doing here. Um, and it will lead into the next couple things we discuss and build out. Alright, I'm going to spare you guys the absolute disparity I went through building this parking lot. Not only do I severely underestimate the size I need, but I really, really tried to add all of the custom networking and roads and things I needed to allow this to be actually occupied. And it really just wasn't working out. I was able to fit a tiny net lane so cars can drive through here, but the parking is just, it's gonna have to be props. I really can figure it out. I think I'm wildly underestimating the size I need for parking lots in this game. But anyway, I'm gonna skip this straight into the detailing. Alright, so I just figured out something extremely important while playing. Um, I know you can see the zone color or opacity or whatever this is where you can see where you can plop down buildings. This has been an absolute eyesore for me for the longest time, and I feel like I do not notice it in other creators, and I was really feeling left out on what the black magic was, but I figured it out. It was a mod I already had, so that's amazing. Um, and now we can all finally enjoy being able to actually see where I'm placing buildings, and instead of being blocked by these horrible zone, whatever the heck these things are. But anyway, now you can enjoy this. I just had this thought while building out this environment, and I think it's kind of important to think about when you're detailing environments in specific, um, and that's trying to find correlation in between what you're doing with your environments and how that is reacting with the world. Um, One of my favorite things to do with parking lots is doing this right here with the parking lot and having the roots or grass kind of break up the cement and only have that coming out from areas where there are trees. So you can already see that in this build right here. I've got one tree at the top of the parking lot with some of the roots and grass breaking through, and then there's one more at this parkway. And it's these little details that you really need to watch out for when you're detailing, and it's stuff like that that really adds the little bits of storytelling in the environment, and what really makes it look and feel real. And you can already see now from a bird's eye view how natural I feel like our town is looking. Besides just the little details and zooming in, I think this is looking really well, and it'll really shape up as we keep expanding down and out from our town, and especially when we buy out that tile above my town so I can expand our ports. And here we go, bit by bit again with our industrial. I'm not too concerned about detailing it quite yet. I'm just trying to get down placeholder buildings, and so we can bring in income for the city, because we are still in a $300,000 deficit in our town, and obviously that's only going to get worse. So these industrial buildings and all of the signature buildings are really going to help keep our city afloat, and the economy going strong while we continue to expand our neighborhood. And the final piece I've been holding off on a while now. We're just going to get the base concept of it down for our city and kind of just slowly expand it. But that is power lines. Honestly, power lines are very underused, I guess you could say. But they really add that last final touch of realism for me. I feel like I don't see a lot of players use power lines, and it's a really cheap and easy way to add depth and life into your builds. Um, Now, this part in particular is really boring. Just going road to road and clicking with my camera really close so I don't click into the road. Um, so I won't bore you with the details, but here's the final result. Not a whole lot, but again, it's these little details that really come together and complete the whole picture. And this is just but one extra tiny piece that will add to the overall life in our city. Well, alright, guys, that wraps it up. Um, if you've gotten episode 3 so far, I really appreciate it. I'm trying to really hone in on the editing and the mic volume and everything. It's slowly coming together piece by piece as I'm making these videos. I saw a few people subscribe. Don't know who you are, but I appreciate it if you think this is fun to watch. I hope this city really comes together. It looks really good right now. I can't imagine what it's gonna look like in a month when we're all sitting here watching and it's way bigger. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode.